Congratulations for Possessor.
Thank you.
You.
So what attracted you, both of you, for to be in a dark film like Possessor?
Andrea, do you want to?
Thank you. Brandon, really. His writing, his first film, Antiviral, his intellect and kindness and brilliance and thoughtfulness and vision.
Yeah, I agree. I trust, like, the first thing you always get is the script, and then even get an email about it, and then getting a letter from Brandon. I was very excited. I'd seen Antiviral also and really loved that film. But it's yes, it's like a dark world. It's a very, but it's also those are the joys of being an actor, of like doing things like that, because you'll obviously never get to do anything like that in real life. And then when you're also in the kind of safe hands of someone like Brandon, that there's kind of like a no risk factor added on top of that.
How do you both describe Brandon's directing style? Because visually it's mesmerizing to me, but in your words, how do you describe it?
I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I've worked with so many wonderful, wonderful directors, and as time goes on, I feel like they get more collaborative, kinder, more open, less tyrannical. He's just working with him is a total joy. He makes incredibly dark material, and he's not scared in any way to go to the darkest realm of his own psyche or anybody else's. But he is kind and light and has a sense of humor about everything that we're creating. And that's really, really important. It's really important to feel that safe in order to go to such a dark place on such a regular basis.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny you bring that up. Like, it is. I find the movie is weirdly kind of humorous. I think it's funnier than like even it lets on to be. I mean, I know obviously I'm not saying the violence is funny, but I always like when something is so dark that there's always a bit of a sense of humor with it, because at the end of the day, it is like a bit of entertainment, and I think it should be also just that. There's themes and all these things that you kind of take home after watching it, but ultimately it is a piece of entertainment.
I mean, we're telling the story of an assassin who is trained to kill people. This is not going to be it's horrific. Her job is horrific. The job description is horrific. And what happened is horrific.
So Andrea, how did you get into the mindset of being so cold, calculating, and the lack of empathy for your character Vos?
I mean, from the outside, I completely understand why you would say that. But from the inside, as you can imagine, when you're playing someone, it just kind of, I didn't have any of those judgments about her, I mean, I think there are a lot of people paid to kill people in this world, and they all have different job titles. And this person that I'm playing, Vos, has clearly lost any sort of sense of who she is as a human herself, and is grasping toward other people's existences, as piecing together this strange world of other people in which she can finally sort of feel alive again, through this annihilation. I've almost forgotten the question that you asked.
I was just trying to ask the mindset, but I'll get to the mindset of Chris, because Chris.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, for Chris, you technically played a very interesting, struggling character who was in the mindset of both Vos and Tate at the same time. Talk about doing that on that struggling character.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was mostly just about kind of keeping track of like who's in the forefront and when, and not forgetting that Voss is very good at her job and very good at being a mimic of whoever she's inhabiting. So to not kind of fall into the traps of like the audience constantly knowing like that there's somebody in somebody else's body. Like I think it's important for the audience to kind of forget who they're watching in each moment. And as the kind of psyche of the Voss starts to kind of unravel in Colin, that just kind of keeping track of who's starting to kind of break out of their skin more in each moment. And it's a fun exercise at that point.
Excellent. One more thing. One of the scenes that I really loved is the fact that Tate actually grabs Andrea's face mask. Did you guys get to play with that mask for the scene in the movie, and what was that like?
I wore it to bed at the end of work. That was part of my.
Yeah, that was what Chris would do.
Yeah, cozy. Yeah, I mean, it was a horrifying piece of rubber.
We didn't play with it. No, I mean, that would have been a bit weird. I mean, not that the movie's not weird, but I think it really would have been weird if we played with it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thank you for this enjoyable movie, and thank you for this conversation. Hopefully we do this again in person.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye now.